Okay, 1233. Good luck. I shouldn't really be playing players quite with such a wide rating gap, but it's up to the system who I play against. 400 games for my opponent, so plenty enough to establish a rating. Oh, he's disconnected there. He's disconnected and reconnected from the game. I saw that, but he didn't leave the site. Play traditional Reti. Yeah, I saw he didn't leave the site, but he did leave the game and come back again. Okay, I'll be a bit skeptical about this, but I'll just play it a normal game. Okay, queen up, it's a normal move. I'm going to take my pawn back. Actually, knight up is a move, that's what he's done. How do I do this? I'm going to go g3. I need the game to go on a bit longer before I decide whether I'm actually playing against a real 1200 here. We have options here. We can do this. We can bring the bishop up. We can try and push in the middle this way. Oh, is he lucky here? He takes and he hits my queen. So it's actually a decent move, isn't it? I'm just going to go d3. Yeah, knight up there was a move at first, but when he takes, he attacks here. So bishop up, he's going to do this. I'm just trying to deliberately play a slow, steady moves now. I've noticed that deliberate disconnection of what seemed to be, just in case I'm playing an engine, just in case. Hopefully I'm not. Hopefully that's just me being wrong. I'm just going to drop the queen back here. Give him a chance to play knight down if he wants to. Then I'll just take. We could trade a few pieces off. I could drop the queen back again and let him take here, but I'll probably lose a d3 pawn. It might be a mistake actually because of knight in. Yeah, he's found that as well, hasn't he? I'm a little bit skeptical here now. I mean, it's all fine. I'm just going to trade. So he does take there as well. Yeah, I think I'm playing... I don't think I'm playing against a 1200 human here. I don't think I am, but I hope I'm wrong. So can I take here? I can obviously just take and allow queen takes. And just go for logical development. I'm just wondering if I can grab a pawn. Lose a rook? No. Let's just not even take any risks whatsoever if we can help it. Bishop up. Queen across, I'm not sure. Let's just get the bishop into play, get the knight into play. There is potentially rook across, I get. Okay, I guess. Just to create simple threats. He's got very simple moves, but he's playing this really well so far. Knight up with a tempo, potentially to go forward. So that could be strong if we get it, depending on where the queen lands up. Knight down here is likely at some point. We could see the pawn fly down the board. I'll see knight up, queen across. He's offering to trade the bishop. Now, if we trade the queens, I'd be really happy, I think. If the queens come off, it should be easy for me to play. So instead of knight up, I'm just going to trade. Oh, he has done it. Okay, it should in theory be easier for me to play now then. Not necessarily easy, but easier. So I'm going to immediately go after that pawn. See if he drops a knight back. I'm going to just try and develop my knight. He's played rook forward. Okay, I'll still develop the knight. Then in the long run, we'll try and double the rooks up. Slow, steady chess. Now, if he does that now, I can take. If he does this, what do I do about it? I'm going to play rook up here to cover a double push, and I'm going to try and play rook across. Okay, he's played king across, logical. Let's just play king, rook across to target the pawn and see if he defends it. If he goes here, there's potentially up here. So he finds a good square. So can I do this in any event? If you take, I can throw in a check and take this one. Or if you take, go here, but I'd rather win the pawn if I can. So like knight across. Then we have 3 attack and 2 defend. Knight back is your only way to defend. But I don't see how I actually make progress after this and this. I don't see how we actually do that. Do I go here first then? Take, take. So I'm looking at this. Takes. I mean, I could take back this way and then just come here, but then I've got rid of his double pawns. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to bring the king up for now while I'll see how he chooses to play this. So if this pawn comes down right now, I'm fine. Here, 3 will attack and 2 defend if this knight wanders off, for instance. But I'm trying to just find otherwise slow, steady moves, non-committal moves. Because once I'm here, if knight here, I don't see how I actually make further progress. And then it's just finding retreating moves, and that's what it feels like. Yeah, he's played the knight there anyway. Okay. I'm wondering whether to do something like this now. Knight up with a view to hit the rook. We threaten a check still if the rook wanders off somewhere. Here, down. Take, take. I don't particularly like that. I guess I could just drop back. Yeah, I don't want to burn all my clock. I'm nearly a minute down on the clock. Okay, so he has gone there to attack the rook, but now can't I take then? So if I take, does he have a move like f5? I think I can just take a rook, lose a rook, and drop back. And I think I've gained a pawn. So I think I can take a pawn. But if you take, then take with the knight. Otherwise, he then does have f5. It feels fine, so I'm going to take. But I'm going with the knight if he takes. Then rook to d6. I can move out with away with a check if I need to, or come back, or b4. Once I've done b4, it's a natural target for the black pawns, though, whereas now we've got them isolated, so it's a good target for us. So he has played rook up. Okay. I don't really like the idea of this weakening my structure or this, so I'm looking at just h3. Hold on, what am I doing? He's trying to take my knight, isn't he? This is what I meant. b4, can he come down? Check, he steps down, I've got this. I'm just going to play b4 to make sure I solidify the knight. Here, I think I check. And if he comes forward, there's a check. And if he doesn't, then I think I'm fine to trade. So I can check and run away, I can come behind the pawn. That's exactly what he's done. So I can check here and hit this pawn. I'm going to do that just because it's a check. It gives him a chance to blunder. He shouldn't do, but it gives him a chance to. But he can't go here because of my rook, and obviously because of my pawn. He could step forward here, but that's a blunder. Okay, he has gone to the side. So gain a pawn, lose a pawn, gain a pawn, and we hit these. It looks strong, that. Doesn't mean it is, but it looks it. I don't think I'm blundering. If I am, but I don't see it, so I'm going to take. So we should be 2 pawns up now. This outside pawn might be a temporary pawn, might be impossible to protect. But again, it gives him a chance to blunder here, here. He goes back, I'm still okay to take the rook. He can't step here. Oh, so he's offering a trade, but that's actually a blunder because I've got check here. But now he can go here, and then I just take, and I think that should win. We hit the check and we take with the rook rather than the knight. If we go with the knight, we do hit the knight, but it's clean just to take, isn't it? It should be a clean win now, it should be. Yeah, he just resigned, so we managed to get a win there. So it looks like it was all legit and above board. So he might have just had an internet connection issue at the start, even though it said excellent, or I don't know what happened. Let's just pause. Let's put it through the analyzer. .30 moves we've made on that one. I shouldn't really be playing players when there's quite such a monstrous rating gap, but it's entirely up to the system who I get paired against. Right, so we've got a 92% versus 85% accuracy. No bad blunders from either player being flagged. Centre pawn loss is 25. My average is 32, so just a little bit better than average there. But for my opponent's rating, that's really good. You know, trusting that the rating is genuine, established, legitimate, and so forth, and that's actually a really good performance. And when you consider the rating gap there, my opponent's done really, really well there. So it's just a bit unfortunate that I managed to avoid bad blunders, so we got the win.